I chose ReadWorks.org for my new technology because I'm familiar with this website. I've been using it for about 7 years, but I like it even better now because it has gone from printable articles for my students with question sets to a digital platform. So now I can assign students their work and they can access it online and work at their own pace. So this aligns with ISTE Standard T.6a. Students take ownership of their learning goals and their outcomes. I'm going to log in as an educator to begin with. And once you are logged in through your account, you're going to want to create a class by going to the class admin. I have a couple of classes already showing up here. One of them is my own actual class, and then I have a couple of classes that I set up for the purpose of this tutorial. To create your own class, you click on Create a Class, choose a grade level, and name your class. Once you've named your class, you hit Next, and it will take you to a page where you can decide whether or not your students are going to log in with Google accounts or if you're going to create a roster of your class. My students have Google accounts, so that is what I will use to invite my students. So I'm going to use my sample class. These are the directions that are very simple for your students to get logged in and access their assignments. They use this web address. Once they're in, or have that entered in, they will use their Google accounts to log in and then enter this class code. Then they will be part of your class and able to access their assignments. Assignments are stored in the assignments in progress. I currently have one assignment already in there for the first Thanksgiving, and I would like to create future assignments for after the Thanksgiving break, so I'm going to do that by going to Find Content. I want to assign something for science, and I'm going to choose Life Science and 2nd grade. If I want to be more specific about the level of passage that I give, I can choose Lexiles if I know that information. And I can also use the filter to choose stories that have audio. All ReadWorks articles come with audio, but some of them are read aloud by real human voices, and the others are read aloud by a state-of-the-art synthesized voice. I can differentiate for my students by providing the step reads articles, which are less complex versions of the original article, and I can also choose those that have question sets, and I can choose paired text, which are 2 articles that have to do with the same topic. There are articles of the day, which is a 10-minute daily routine that dramatically increases your students' background knowledge, vocabulary, and stamina. And you also have the option of choosing starter ELL articles, which are sets for your whole class at the start of the year if you teach any English language learners. And these sets cover concrete topics as well as topics that may be familiar to your ELL students. I'm going to choose one that has to do with elephants because we just read the story, The One and Only Ivan, and there was an elephant in that story. And this is an example of the audio. So that is the voice for the audio, and then the article is here. It's not too long. You can see the details. It has about 412 words, and I can also see that it is a step reads, which means there is a set that is easier as well. And then there is a vocabulary set of words: jungle, temperature, and trunk, and the question sets. Now when the students are reading their passage, so they have their article, they will be able to highlight the text, and they also will be able to annotate off to the side any notes that they are working on, anything that they want to keep track of as they're reading. And they choose their answers for the question sets. Some of the answers are written answers. When they write their answers, they can get feedback when the teacher grades that, and they'll be able to see that when they get back into their assignment. And then these can also be printed, so if you wanted to print, you just click here and you choose what you want and print it. But since I am choosing to do this digitally, I'm just going to assign it and not print it. And I choose what I want. I want the audio because the audio is a good way to scaffold for students. I want all of the vocabulary and the activities that go with it. And I'm going to assign this to my sample class. And then I want to assign this to my entire class, but if I wanted to choose something that was harder or easier for specific students, I could do that as well. Now this is going to be after the break, so I'm going to choose the 27th, and it automatically will be due on the 12th or on December 10th, but I can change that date if I want to make it sooner or later than that, and I'm going to click Assign. So that becomes a future assignment. And I have no current assignments, but my future assignment is there. And I've already assigned another future assignment, one for the story of Thanksgiving, which is for Monday, and all about foods and drinks. So those are my future assignments. And if I wanted to assess student progress, I would click on the student progress button, and I can look at their comprehension questions and see their percent correct, their skills and strategy questions and see their percent correct, their vocabulary activities, their paired text questions, and if they have article of the day as well. So this is a way for me to use ISTE standard T or T.7b, use tech to design and implement formative assessments to accommodate learner needs and provide feedback and inform instruction. So I really like this site because it allows me to differentiate for my students' needs, and it allows me to give my students work that they can do at their own pace, and I can make sure that I'm choosing content that is relevant to each of my students. So I hope that each of you will find something of value with this new technology. Thank you.